Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert following the Bud Light controversy. Things are getting worse and worse for Bud Light, but it's not just Bud Light. Now, major companies are starting to really wonder, can we get away with pushing this woke agenda stuff in all of our products and all of our promotions and all of our marketing? They're starting to think twice about doing these kinds of things, which is great. It means they aren't able to put their social agenda in every product and every service. Here's how bad it is actually for Bud Light. This is an ad that I saw and I thought, well, maybe this is just a fake ad because it comes from Patriots.win. Maybe somebody did it as a joke. A 24-pack of Bud Light or Budweiser on sale for $18.49 with a $15 manufacturer's rebate, making the final price $3.49 for a 24-pack of cans. This is supposedly a Memorial Day sale. Okay, fine. But you're going to take $15 back from the manufacturer? How could they possibly make money doing that? Obviously, they just need to dump the beer. And then I saw it in another place online, and I'm looking at these ads, and I did a little bit more research. This is a real thing. They're actually giving $15 rebates on buying a 24-pack of cans. I mean, how could they possibly do this? Because this is why when you hear that their sales are collapsing, and it's anywhere down from 14% to 29%, it's actually much worse than that. We know that's not the final number. There are promotions like this. There are other reasons how they're able to kind of keep the numbers up a little bit. It's gotten so as that people don't want to be seen drinking Bud Light, even if the product is free. This is a fascinating article coming from Campaign and PR Week. This is mainstream publicity marketing publications. This is not an LGBT publication. This is a mainstream publication, and they are absolutely freaking out about the backlash from Bud Light. Let's get into this article from Campaign. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate you guys. A big step back. Creative leaders fear brands will retreat from LGBT support after Bud Light backlash. Experts worry about a broader chilling effect on brands speaking up on diverse social issues after the backlash to Bud Light's partnership with influencer Dylan Mulvaney. And you will find nowhere in this article are they concerned about literally the billions of dollars in damage that they've done to the Bud Light brand and the rest of the Anheuser-Busch brands. They're only worried about pushing their agenda. That's the only thing they care about. You know, if I go over to someone's house and I accidentally break something, I apologize and I feel terrible. These people could cost the company billions of dollars pushing their agenda, completely unnecessary for the company, unnecessary for the customers, lose them billions of dollars, and they don't even think twice about, maybe we better cut it out because it's hurting the company. It hurts employees. It hurts investors. No, they don't care. The backlash to Bud Light's collaboration with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney is bound to put a chill on other brands expressing their support for LGBT rights and individuals, say Fortune 500 CCOs and agency leaders. To recap, Bud Light sent Mulvaney a custom-made beer can marking a first year of womanhood as part of a March Madness influencer campaign for Bud Light. After showing off the can on social media, right-wing pundits called for a boycott not just of the beer brand, but also the parent company. Musician Kid Rock, for example, posted a video of himself wearing a MAGA hat and firing a rifle at Bud Light cans, shouting F Bud Light and F Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch would eventually release a statement from U.S. CEO Brendan Whitworth, which was roundly criticized and put two executives who oversaw Bud Light's collaboration with Mulvaney on leave. The latter action made it clear that the company was apologizing to opponents of trans rights much more than Whitworth's vague statement. The statement was a ridiculous statement. It was a non-apology, and putting two people on leave as a result of this mess was the least he should do. He obviously should resign. What a terrible disaster to run your business in such a way that you've done billions of dollars worth of damage to your brand. You've upset customers all throughout the country, and you take no responsibility. The influencer campaign took place as legacy brands like Bud Light are courting younger customers and have data indicating that embracing a diverse range of influencers is a path to winning over young brand advocates. One of the execs on leave, Bud Light Vice President of Marketing Alyssa Heinerscheid, appeared on a podcast days before the Mulvaney collaboration saying, quote, "This brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. And if we do not attract younger drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light." Their analysis was correct, says Jason Mandel, co-founder and partner of Launch Squad, in that Bud Light needs to evolve for the next generation of beer drinkers. But the marketing people, who I assume are enlightened human beings, didn't seem to realize the bear they were poking, which was people who are anti-gay and resisting the social change that is necessary to reach the ideals of equal rights and equal justice, he says. I'm concerned that this is going to put a lot of fear into large established middle America brands from supporting change. Woke fear. Well, no one needs to support equal justice by buying beer. They're different things. People want a product because it serves something that they're interested in and they trust it. That's all there is. There is no allyship by consuming beer. They're obsessed with their allyship about having marginalized groups becoming protected by people who aren't marginalized by buying a certain product. You just have to actually promote the product and sell the product to the customer and make it more attractive than competing products. That's what you have to do. That's what marketing has always been, not this new nonsense. Current and former chief communications officers at Fortune 500 companies fear that Bud Light's retreat from supporting a trans influencer will have a harmful effect on companies' embrace of LGBT rights and their relationships with their own employees. As if your employees and their sexuality has anything to do with the company. People should come in, they should do their job, they should do a great job, and the company should reward everybody in a meritorious way, like we've always done it. Otherwise, it's a mess. Quote, Budweiser's decision to publicly support Dylan Mulvaney and then to suspend its campaign and punish those leading its creation and implementation in the marketplace sends a chilling message not only to marketers and communications professionals, but to the LGBT community and its allies overall, says the CCO of one Fortune 500 company. It's incredibly disappointing and a big step backwards that hurts Budweiser and others who would seek to oppose hatred and bigotry. Again, nobody taking responsibility for the billions in damage that they've caused to the Budweiser company, its employees, and its investors. Adds a former CCO of another global company with major consumer brands. Other brands will certainly be more careful. Yet in doing so, they risk alienating younger audiences who don't carry the same biases. My guess is that this action will only accelerate the decline of Budweiser over time. Comms leaders at brands say their companies are steadfast in their commitment to inclusion, while not directly addressing the Bud Light Mulvaney collaboration. Brian Hoyt, head of global communications and industry affairs at TripAdvisor, says the online travel site, quote, was, and always will be a brand that stands up for equity, diversity, and inclusion. TripAdvisor's position, he adds, extends to how we operate and how we try to reach and speak to the entirety of the global travel community we serve and try to represent. The brand also spells out its diversity, equity, and inclusion philosophy online. Yet what may be even more chilling to brands is that Bud Light's embrace of a trans influencer didn't come out of the left field. One of the brand's taglines is, bring people together for a better world. Anheuser-Busch DEI commitment reads, we all feel we belong wherever our personal characteristics or social identities. It includes gender identity and sexual orientation in the list of characteristics and identities. Bud Light has also supported LGBT communities. In Canada last year, it even created a limited edition pronoun-inspired Pride can and gave $100,000 to organizations supporting LGBT groups. In 2019, it also sold Bud Light in rainbow bottles. So the big concern is, you've been playing the LGBT game for a while, and now all of a sudden you're shutting down Dylan Mulvaney? Like, yeah, that's right, because the brand is not going to exist if they don't do something drastic right now. And this isn't even drastic enough. Let me know what you think of that in the comments below. This track record would put celebrating Mulvaney within Bud Light's brand mission. However, the influencer outreach also took place as trans rights are being curtailed in many states. The difference is the political climate has shifted, says a former Fortune 50 comms executive. Conservatives are not winning on abortion, so they've gravitated very quickly to a new lightning rod with trans. And they can't go after LGBT writ large because they're too big of a population. So they're picking on this very small subset within LGBT. Mandel agrees. Generally speaking, it's not acceptable to take on gay people anymore, thankfully. So how do conservatives, especially very religious conservatives like Kid Rock, super religious, try to yield their power and influence and get people to vote for them and support their ideology? Well, now the boogeyman isn't gay people. They've made it transgender people. Some LGBT advocates say Whitworth's letter may have made the situation worse for trans individuals. In his statement, Whitworth said, we never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. Yet it's hard to imagine trans people feeling like they belong with Bud Light now. Nobody belongs with Bud Light now. Join the club. The statement also failed to include a single line denouncing people who could have incited violence against the trans community. Whitworth's comments made the haters dig deeper, and now all hope is lost for the company because he did not speak out against hate. writes John Casey, director of JTC Communications and senior editor for The Advocate, in a column for the magazine. Whitworth's statement was indefensible, and it exacerbates the disgust for trans people that is seething in Republican-led state legislatures all across the country, the ones that want to prevent children from getting surgeries. That is what is going on. Anheuser-Busch's actions may also create a chilling effect on marketers themselves, after Heine She became the target of online rage because of her work on the campaign. In-house marketing and comm staff may not only fear having to navigate backlashes and boycott threats, they can fear for their very jobs and pull back from trying to spurn the social change that has become a large part of purpose-driven communications that apparently doesn't sell products. The worst part of all this is the fact that they essentially have suspended their marketing people. It's disgraceful, says Mandel. A former Fortune 500 CCO agrees, saying that Bud Light didn't even attempt to defend its position and instead blamed its own team. It comes across as corporate cowardice, the executive said. While Bud Light pours have declined in April after the backlash to the Mulvaney campaign began, according to several reports, this is a ridiculous statement because everyone knows at this point, and we've known for weeks, the Bud Light brand has been destroyed. Its impact on the long-term fortunes of the brand remain to be seen. My question for brands is, do you want history to remember you for being at the helm of a temporary stock price hit? Mandel asks, or for being one of the Fortune 500 brands that do the right thing and show support and alliance with a community of people that are being attacked by hate discrimination? Well, the company has to do business. It has responsibility to more than just the gay community or the trans community or any specific communities. It has a responsibility first to its customers, its employees, its stockholders, not to this additional social agenda. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Did you realize that other woke companies are starting to freak out now, and people are starting to realize, hey, my cool marketing job might actually not last anymore if I push my luck too much and I don't listen to what my customers tell me they actually want? Maybe there's actually a price to all of this woke stuff. And the answer is there's a massive price. And it's not just the Bud Light, and it's not just to their parent company. The entire industry of marketing and publicity are starting to worry that maybe they've gone too far. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think they've gone too far? Do you think they are starting to catch on that they might be getting in trouble because people are actually losing their jobs who play these kinds of corporate marketing games? Definitely let me know what you think. Always love to see your comments. Please be sure you're also subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.